It's T-Man, and I'm back with a brand new video, and I'm going to even bring out some evidence from a second video in this video. So stay tuned, because I'm going to prove to you, if you break the laws of nature, this is what's going to happen to you sex-wise.
Are you attracted to men?
And before we start, this is Mr. Cliffy. I forget his last name, Cliffy. He's the religious guy, by the way. And this Logan Paul, whatever. So Logan Paul confronts Cliffe Knechtel on gay marriage. That's the religious slave here. He's gonna question him here on gay marriage. But I'm gonna explain to you, gay doesn't exist. It's a fabrication. It doesn't exist. It's something. It's something that you're doing is causing it. And I'm gonna prove it. Okay, just watch this, man.
No, why not? Because that's the way I'm hardwired. Okay.
So he asked,
are you attracted to men? No, why not? Because that's the way I'm hardwired. That's
okay. So what if someone's...
No, that's, yes. In reality, we are hardwired. Sexually, we are attracted to the opposite sex. We shouldn't be gay or anything like that. But even in nature, these things can happen when animals start doing stuff when they break the laws of nature. I'll prove this.
What if someone is hardwired the exact opposite way, by their God, and then not accepted by their God because God's...
Hardwired by their God? They're not hardwired by their God. If you break the laws of nature, God, which is nature, then you're gonna pay the price.
Book says we don't accept you.
You're about to watch a really interesting...
You mean a fake God that's found in a book? A God in a book. You open a book, there's a God in there. Nah, it doesn't exist, dude. But whatever.
Where Logan Paul and Cliffe Knechtel discuss homosexuality and the Bible. Now, if somebody asked you, why would God make people gay if it's...
Why would this God you have in this book make people gay? He doesn't make people gay. When you break the laws of nature, the real God out in nature, not in a book, but in nature, then you may turn gay, and I'll prove it. Watch this.
a sin. How would you respond? Let me know down below.
And so they say it's a sin. No, you're committing a sin if you break the laws of nature, eating a fake diet called fruits and vegetables and processed food from those fruits and vegetables engineered by man.
In the comments. Well, to see how Cliffe Knechtel and his son responded, let's check out the video and I'll give my thoughts at the back end. Let's dive in.
Okay, and I'm going to give you mine really quick because I got to keep the audience alive here, okay? So here it is. It's this girl right here.
Horrible, and I'm very happy.
Okay, this is from the channel No Carb Life, and this girl right here, Meaty Bunny, she's the one that's going to explain to you what happened to her, how she got these mental issues, and how she didn't know what sex she was because she broke the laws of nature, eating what she wasn't supposed to eat as a carnivore. She ate toxic fruits and vegetables.
Learned that in such a young age, and I don't have to, restore my my life completely, like from the beginning, because I'm still like in the beginning of my life. And I would say I was lucky when I was a child because my mom, she had mental issues and like eating disorders, and she knew.
Yeah, that's what happens when you break the laws of nature. You're gonna pay. You're gonna turn gay.
That she doesn't want me to have such things, even though I had it anyway, like later. She's still...
This is a great video. It's really, really, really long. I can't play the whole thing for you. You should possibly watch it. No Carb Life. That's the channel. This is a really good video. I watched the whole thing, but this is the most important part.
Still thought of it, and she fed me, I wouldn't say properly, but still better than most mothers feed their children. I got lots of meat, I got lots of eggs and dairies and cheese.
Right, but then what happened was she cut back on all that stuff, and then her dreams and everything changed. Watch, she's going to mention what happens to her.
And, I didn't snack on sweets that often with her. It was with my grandma, that's a different story, but still with her it wasn't bad. But later it went bad anyway. But at least, in the period when the child grows, it was okay. I was also breastfed for a significant or okay period of time, not like 2 weeks or 2 months or something. So that was also fine. And I would say that's why I didn't really experience any health issues until the time I went vegan and I had the issues like so on. I was a very healthy child like especially compared to most children nowadays who get sick every month and so on. But then with the veganism and vegetarianism and all these issues, I obviously had severe mental issues, like very bad. I had depression, I had thoughts, and I thought I'm lesbian. And
There you go. She thought she was lesbian. She had mental issues on the vegan diet. When you break the laws of nature, eating fruits and toxic fruits and vegetables, that's what causes it.
bisexual and whatever kind of garbage.
She didn't, whatever kind of garbage. She didn't know what sex she was. All this kind of shit, bro. Get it? Yeah, bisexual, this, that. She didn't know what she was.
I became fat. I weighed 80 kilograms for my height, which is like 159 centimeters.
This is what happens. You have mental issues. You have all kinds of stuff. You start questioning. You don't even know what sex you are. Bisexual, sexual, transgender, gay. She didn't know what sex she was.
This is a lot. And I never really looked fat, like obese, because I store fat well, but I was still fat. And so that was one issue, but I had many other issues, like physical issues. My stomach hurt very badly. I had it for a year or 2 years, maybe even. It was really bad. It was like in flows, I got very bad pain for a bit and nothing, and it was really bad.
That's what happens when you break the laws of nature. You suffer. You suffer the consequences. You are sinning against nature.
For a long time. Also, my also, my menstruation was horrible. I had very bad cramps for just ever when I got it, because I got period quite young, but then I didn't have it because I was malnourished, so I stopped having period at all. And then I got it after sometimes again, and that was horrible. I could only lay on the floor in a certain position, and otherwise it was horrible. I didn't have any
She now eats raw meat, by the way.
because now when I'm healthy, I would say, I experience the periods of the menstrual cycle, and I experience the differences between fluctuation, ovulation, period, and so on. But
Yeah. See, that's what happens when you start going on your natural diet. Let me find it. Because this is quite lengthy. There's a part here where man, it's really long. She's eating raw meat. She's talking about carnivore and then raw and minced, because he's questioning it. He wants to know about this, how's she eating this?
This month, we are looking for 500.
So, just
He's like, wow, you eat raw meat? Wow.
a question on the raw meat. So, are you like, you'll sit down with a raw steak?
See, she's becoming normal now because she was vegan. That was all her problems. So now she turned carnivore. See, vegan to carnivore at 16, everything changed. It does change. You become a normal person, and all the other people become abnormal to her because they're acting abnormally. I can't tell you the whole story, bro. I'd be sitting here for hours because it's a long interview.
Or is it thinly sliced, or is it ground beef?
well, I can
See, all you pussies out there, you can't eat raw meat. You're like, ooh, this is a chick. She's 18 years old and eating raw meat since 16.
eat minced beef too, but I don't really like that consistency. Like, I don't really like that. It still tastes good to me, especially veal meat, which is minced. That's really, really good. But I like it the most when I just cut it on slices. It doesn't even have to be thin, but just slices. And I always put like layer of the meat and thin layer of the cheese, and then a meat cheese, and like that, like lasagna or something. And then I pour melted butter over it, and that's really amazing. Yeah.
Very nice. And so your boyfriend's still doing it too?
Yeah. But he cheats sometimes. He's a pig.
Right. Do you eat together, or you just do your own thing?
She eats the raw meat because she said she was more satiated, because I don't know which part that was. It was in the carnivore part. I think back here she was talking about it. Somewhere over here.
Like more after 200 grams or something. I never feel like, full, like extra full, like uncomfortably full. And yeah, so So that's what I do now. I still eat. Most of the time I eat like some cooked meat and some raw meat next to it. I don't think eating cooked meat is bad, but I just eat much more when I eat cooked meat. So, yeah.
Wow.
Because she feels satiated. That's the thing with the raw meat. See, hold on. Gotta go back a bit more here.
100%, I get 80% and more of meat every day. And I started eating raw meat a lot because it just satiates me much more. I like, mixture of raw beef with some cheese, like the fresh cheese. And I love that a lot.
Yeah, because it's higher nutrient. I can't go through the whole interview, man. She later said that she's not like other people. She wants to start a farm with her boyfriend in Scotland. I don't know, because she says, I know that's the best place to raise these animals or something, whatever. She wants to be near these village people. They can, do stuff. And even if they're not carnivore, she wants to raise animals and have a family and all that already. She wants to start at a young age. She thinks women should start having kids at young ages as well. You should start thinking about it at 14, and you should start acting on it between 18 and your early 20s. That's when you should have kids. Wow, it's really interesting. That's what happens when you go back to normal, Mr. Ketchy, and you don't fake it to make it with your crazy religion stuff. Ketchy, Mr. Ketchy here, and his boyfriend here.
No, why not?
Because that's the way I'm hardwired. That's
Okay.
my
So what if someone is hardwired the exact opposite way, by their God, and then not accepted by their God because God's book says we don't accept you?
You're about to watch a really interesting.
So we just went over that part. That was the part I wanted to show you. You're not hardwired. You are breaking the laws of nature, and this is what happens to you. That's why you're gay or whatever you're doing there.
Debate where Logan Paul and Cliffe Nettle discuss.
Yes, they're going to debate. Hold on.
Why is there a Christian belief towards man and woman being the only union that is acceptable? Why?
Why is it? Because that's the natural order of things. But when you break the laws of nature, you fools over here, you ding-dongs, that's what happens. The real God, when you break his laws and you eat these toxic foods, like the girl said there, she was on veganism diet, eating these toxic plants, foods, which you're not supposed to as a carnivore, you get mental issues. You don't know what sex you are, if you're bisexual, sexual, or what the fuck you are, dude. Get it?
Is a belief set on abortion and X, Y, and Z scenarios.
Bingo.
What? And once again, not me asking, but this is a big thing for
through Mike. Right.
Abortion is
another one. Yeah.
Put it together.
Well, so the difficult question is, what
is he going to answer? What's Cliffy going to answer? Does he even have a brain to answer this? Look at this old man. He's not wise at all. He doesn't know anything. What an idiot.
the purpose for which God made us? And if there is no...
What is the purpose which God made us? But you can fuck up that purpose when you break my God's laws. The law of nature, you motherfucker.
God, life is a crapshoot. It's meaningless.
No, it isn't. It is not a crapshoot, dude. If you break the laws of fucking nature, it'll be normal.
But if God created us for a purpose, then we better figure what that...
No, nature created you for a purpose. I don't know about your God in a book found in some fucking textbook, okay, dude? That you created, fabricated, some asshole fabricated. So the nature created you to create more DNA. That's your job, to create more DNA, and then you expire, and that's it. You get reabsorbed back into nature, into energy. Your energy gets reabsorbed back into nature. That's all. It has to take you back because it's the next person's turn to continue on.
What that purpose is. Now, according to Jesus...
No, that's the purpose. The purpose of your life is to create more DNA, you fool.
Christ, life is not a cosmic crapshoot. According to Christ, life has...
I don't give a shit about your Christ character here, this phony character in your crazy book.
...been given us by God for a purpose, to love God with our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love...
No. Nature never gave you any of these things. You should love nature, definitely. These are instincts. They were built into you, and your senses and your instincts tell you that nature is always, it can't do you wrong. It's the best.
Our neighbor as ourselves is the way he summarized it. Okay?
No, Ketchy is a slave, and these guys are slaves as well. They all have been indoctrinated and enslaved into something fake, and they can't shake it or break it.
Then he gets
because they're addicted to it.
More specific. When it comes to sexuality, we read in Genesis 2:24 that when God created...
whatever happened to experiences, people's experiences, Mr. Ketchy? He's going to read you a book. Get it? The book is going to give you answers. Yeah, book.
Created us, he created us male and female, and said, for this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother, be united to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So there's a very
Yeah,
positive.
but it also doesn't tell you that you should go back into nature and you shouldn't break the laws of nature and that you should eat a fake diet either, does it, Ketchy? Right? Doesn't tell you about the laws of nature.
Statement of why God created our sexuality, male and female.
Why God created our sexuality? Well, here's the question: why are people having sexual preferences? Why are they fucked up? Because they're doing something unnatural. They're breaking the real laws of nature, the real God laws, nature. And this dum-dum over here on the right side, this guy in the green jacket, he's even more stupid.
Yeah. God could have had procreation happen at the end of a Q-tip. When a man and a woman mix their earwax, little babies could have been born that way.
I love how he tries to fabricate this shit. He doesn't even know what the fuck is going on out there. How come I have the answers and he doesn't? Because he relies on some fake man-made book. Get it? You understand me? That's what happens.
It's crazy.
He didn't choose to do it that way. He chose to create us male and female, and that is a gift from him. It's a beautiful gift.
But he also didn't. My God also didn't tell you to go eat a fake diet and to feed it to other people to make them sick, so that you can create a society of sick people, so you can mooch off them and enslave them and make money and try serving them. Create the problem and then fix the problem by stealing their money, by enslaving them, so that you could live a nice, comfortable life. The elite people climbing on the tops on the backs of other people.
Never thought of this before, but does an omission from the scripture indicate a sin or a non?
No. It's a sin to sin against nature. That's what it is.
Accepted way of producing a certain outcome.
And the outcome is you're going to pay. You're going to pay heavily for it with your health and your teeth. Your health, your teeth, your sexuality, your mental, everything. And I mean everything, dude.
God presented to us Adam and Eve and said, man shall marry woman. But I'm sure there's...
Yeah, but does it say in there that you shouldn't be eating a fake diet either to fuck you up?
You're going to give me passages, but was there anything in Genesis that said, but man shall not marry man, or woman should not marry woman?
But man shall not eat plants. Man shall eat only what is natural in nature to him, animals. So why is man eating the apple from a tree? You understand me? Oh, they left the garden. Why did they leave the garden? You understand me? They left nature. They ate the apple instead. They want to be gardeners. That's why they say, what is the Garden of Eden? The Garden of Eden to you in your book, really, somebody's writing this in there. They're fabricating it, but really, if you want me to explain it to you, okay. The Garden of Eden is nature. You left nature for this fake world called city. That's what happened. You were in the Garden of Eden. It's called nature. But you detest nature. You abandoned nature for the man's artificial world, and that's why you're suffering.
Like,
no. Genesis communicates that to have sex outside of a lifelong commitment between one man and one woman is not cool.
Got it.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Sorry, I'm going to...
Yeah, that's in your book, but that doesn't apply in nature because morals don't work out there. They don't apply out there, dude. Animals are having sex with other animals all the time. Lions and lionesses, there's a new guy coming around and he kills the pups and then he makes her, impregnates her, then they have new pups and whatever. It continues on like that.
I'm going to mess up on the scripture a little bit. I need to brush back up.
What's the exact scripture? He didn't say it's not cool.
Well, no.
You're exactly right. That's not in the Hebrew.
What did he say?
Turning into Hebrew scholar, you man.
Look at that.
God said, this is not cool. Being gay ain't cool. I don't think that was...
Yeah, okay.
that wasn't in there, man.
Else in the chat.
Anyways, I don't know what else to say there. I'm going to leave it at that, I guess. Maybe let it run a bit more here.
What is it, though? What is the actual...
Well, Genesis 2:24 is a clear statement about he creates us male and female to become husband and wife. Then in Genesis chapter 19, different sexual immorality is communicated there, different forms of sexual immorality.
Yeah, like what kind?
But why would God then create a male who's attracted to a male if, God created all of us? Why would he create someone that goes directly against,
Directly against what? What? What are you going to say? directly against what? The laws of nature. But he keeps talking about a God in a book. Like some dude, some guy, a pie in the sky.
Guys, like being gay isn't a choice. No one, I think few people are like, oh.
Yeah, being gay is not a choice. It's because you ate an artificial diet, and then that's what I would say choice. You ate an artificial diet, and it caused you, like the girl said, she didn't know what sexuality she was eating these toxic plants. That's the problem. Yes.
I'm attracted to the same sex. I believe.
If you're on your natural diet, you most likely will not be attracted 100%. You're not going to be attracted to the opposite, to the same sex, okay, dude? You're going to be attracted to the opposite sex. You turn gay because you keep eating these artificial plants and you can't stop eating them. That's the problem. Yeah, that's just one video I brought out as proof, but there's many people like that. They'll tell you the same thing. There's so many vegan people, too many plants and vegetables, and many other people eat plants. Even whether they're eating some meat or not, or animal products, they're eating way more plants than usual, and that's what's causing the problems, okay?
Isn't that changing, though? Because I think the LGBTQ movement not too long ago said it's not a choice, but the queer movement now is saying it.
Look, if you're asking me, I can change the whole LGBTQ queer movement, whatever. I put them on their natural diet as carnivores, and guess what? No more gay. Gay disappears.
Is a choice.
Look.
And they're like,
hey.
like hating each other.
He's way above my pay grade. I don't know. I believe people are made that way. I happen to be heterosexual.
See, he believes, which is fake, that people were made that way. You aren't made that way. Get it? You understand me? You created that way by eating something fake, by breaking the laws of nature.
I'm attracted to women. Attracted to one woman now. But I believe you're attracted to who you're attracted to. Granted, like, yeah, things are
No, it doesn't work that way, Mr. Logan Dumb Paul.
super fluid now, and like people are making decisions based on like their environment, what they see, whatever. But like I would argue
Making
that like
decisions based on their environment. Yeah, your environment. Breaking the laws of nature again.
if I think certain people are just attracted to who they are attracted to. So why?
No, they're not. That's fake, man. They're attracted to who they're attracted to when it comes to the opposite sex, but not the same sex.
Would God create someone in His image?
Where did transgender come from? Must be more of these artificial foods you're eating with chemicals in them. So now they're pouring more chemicals in the foods. They're processing them, ultra processed, more chemicals, more fake stuff, and then bingo, transgender now is the new and improved style.
Who goes directly against His codex that He created. He created.
No, he didn't create any codex. He's inside your book over there. Nature didn't create that. You're the cause of it. You're not supposed to be doing that.
I didn't expect you to look at me right there.
All right.
No. Well, I'll just say something. I mean, briefly, I think it's, again, I think you have to, the people that I know who are SSA, same-sex attraction, the ones who have decided.
I told you before, breaking the laws of nature, that's what happens. Same-sex attraction.
To live a life of celibacy, devoted fully to.
It's actually mental illness. That's what she said. She was suffering from mental illness. Before, in the past, people used to consider this mental illness. That's what they said, mental illness. But they never diagnosed what this mental illness, where it came from. Well, we already know where it comes from. It comes from breaking the laws of nature, eating fake food.
Christ, they have claimed this level of their own personal flourishing that is just.
No, he has no explanation for it. His so-called Bible, God, dude, whatever, this Bible, the teachings, the writings, Genesis, whatever the hell he's talking about, it has no explanation for it because they don't talk about what happens when you eat an artificial diet, that it changes your sex and all that, you become gay and whatever else you're doing there. You understand me? They can't even figure out why they were dying eating sludge all day called bread and then drinking wine and doing a bunch of weird shit. Drinking these toxins and poisons, what were wrong with them? That's why they were all suffering from mental illness. Everybody out there is suffering from mental illness right now. Pretty much all society, and even back then, a lot more than even now. You know, you can imagine back then what they were doing. So yeah, they were really mentally ill back then. You gotta kind of like, wow, that's just crazy.
beyond imagination. Like I've talked to some of these people, I've read a lot of their testimonies.
Yeah, sure.
And so I don't think ultimately that it, excuses the pain because we know different scholars who are incredible New Testament scholars who, based off the experience of a close loved one becoming gay or being born, they have changed.
I love this being born. You're not born gay. Or being gay or turning gay or whatever the hell you're talking about there. Breaking laws of nature.
Their very interpretation of scripture. And so it's so hard once you just what you said. I totally agree in terms of how the experience plays into your own emotions because you feel just tragedy for this person who's actually.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to diagnose where this is coming from, the stem of it. We're all born normal. All of us are born normal. If you look at nature, all the animals look handsome. But how come we look different? We all look ugly. Some look good, but a good majority look ugly. Why are we ugly? We should be all looking pretty handsome, pretty nice, pretty tall, pretty good looking, whatever, right? If you go to these tribes in Africa, they're all good looking and they're tall. Tall and good looking. They're all similarly the same. Tall and good looking, these tribes, these tribal people. Why? Even these ones that are jumping up and down, the jumpers, they jump up and down. Muscular faces, tall. They all look good. What's going on? What's going on here?
If you're going to tell them the Mike Pence conversion therapy is what you have to go through to get out of this homosexuality, like that's
no. You have to stop breaking the laws of nature, you son of a bitch. Get it? And throw this book away. Throw it in the garbage.
tough.
That's where I start to harbor resentment.
Throw the fake man-made book in the garbage and go into nature.
Yeah.
But remember, the Bible talks well over 300 times.
I don't care what some Bible says to you. Some dude wrote some shit in a book, okay? Man doesn't know anything. They don't know anything. They're born with fucking survival skills, okay, dude? And senses, man. Fuck.
About heterosexual sin and only 6 times about homosexual sin. And so Christians want to put homosexuality on this crazy pedestal, and I think it's just because they find a level of disgust in it, which is really sad. I mean, all sin there's a form level of disgust that they would say.
Yeah, and the sin of eating an artificial diet, breaking the laws of nature, yes.
Shame.
But shame, exactly. But for us as heterosexuals, we got to look at it as we have way more sin to wrestle with in many ways.
I don't want to make this like a what about it
No, you don't, man. Anyways, I don't know where to cut this. This is going way too long already. 27 minutes.
thing.
Right.
I'm asking specifically.
He's going to go another.
Look, he already has the thing to make you to fuck your sexuality right here. It's called Prime. These drinks, they're chemical drinks made with chemicals, which will fuck you. He doesn't even realize it. It's sitting on your table. Drink that, and you'll become gay. All right, dude. Drink that, and you become gay.
God created me the way I was born. And
God created you the way you were born? But if your mom or whatever was eating an artificial diet, toxic plants, then you were mutated born. You were born mutated, get it? Because the toxins fucked your cells because she ate an artificial diet. She broke the laws of nature. So you came out kind of fucked up. That's why you can't stop talking about this religion shit, you motherfucker.
the Bible contradicts that. Meaning by that,
The Bible contradicts that?
I was not born with a desire to forgive. You hurt me
Who gives a shit, man? In nature, there's no morals. What the fuck's he talking about?
bad enough, I'm coming after you. That's naturally what I do.
I love that one. Naturally, what I do. He doesn't even think what's natural. He's doing things artificially. That's his problem. He can't think in the natural realm. Now, all of a sudden, he goes, I do what comes natural to me. See? He's even, the truth actually really comes out in the conversation. I'm just doing what comes naturally to me because that's what you would be doing in nature. It comes natural to you to do that.
So then I've got to ask myself the question, my desire to come after you and seek revenge, is that
Yeah, that's natural.
what God created me to do? Or did God create me to forgive?
No, God didn't create any to do that. Nature, when nature created you, it created you with everything, all these features. See what I mean? The man's laws don't exist in nature. That's why animals out there, they're free. Notice they don't have passports or anything. Man's laws do not apply to animals in nature. You are an animal, but you're being controlled. You're a slave. You've been enslaved. The animals out in nature, they haven't been enslaved. They're out there running around. They're eating, killing. They're doing a bunch of stuff. They're roaming around where they want to go. They don't need passports, papers, nothing. They're not paying taxes or being enslaved or fucking, they need carry money around or anything like that, dude. Get it? Only you, a crazy animal like you is.
I was not born with a heterosexual drive to have sex with just one woman. I was born with a heterosexual drive to have sex with as many good-looking women as I could get into bed.
Yeah, that's nature. Marriage and all that doesn't exist in nature. You have the drive to procreate. That's what you're supposed to be doing, to procreate with as many women as you can. Yeah, that's the whole point. What the fuck is he talking about? That's natural.
With me. This whole idea that God created me.
I procreated with as many women as I could get at the time that I could get. That's what I did. And I procreated with many of them. People were jealous what I was doing. Why am I with all these women? Because that's natural. That comes natural to you. It's natural for you to procreate them. Yeah. You understand me? That's what men and women do. Procreate.
To be this way. No. I am born with something.
He thinks this is a sin. I should be with one woman my whole entire life.
That Jesus in the Bible calls a readiness to sin factor. When I was a little kid playing in...
No, those are your laws, your fake stuff, fake scribbles in a book, okay? To convince people, to control them, to enslave them and control them so they're not free.
...inbox with a buddy.
That's what religion does. It takes away your freedom. It takes away your natural instincts and senses to act naturally. That's what it does. It suppresses it, tries to.
I got ticked with a buddy. So ticked, I picked up a metal truck and slammed him over the head with it.
Cops are still looking for you, by the way.
That's right. All right, it came very natural.
It came very naturally, he said. You understand that? It came very naturally. Yeah.
I never saw that behavior modeled from my environment. It was...
You never saw it modeled from your environment, the fake environment, but you saw it naturally, natural, the word natural, nature. You see that? You see how it's coming out? Boy, he doesn't realize it, does he? He's so stupid.
Sort of an instinct. It just sort of happened.
See? It's an instinct. It sort of happened. You see that? He went on instincts. It sort of happened. Wow, finally, Cliffe is acting natural. Motherfucker.
So this whole idea that every drive that I have, that I'm born with, is good? No, I've got a lot of drives that are not good. In fact...
They're all good. They're all natural. Get it? They're all natural based on your instincts, you fool.
In fact, I'm a mixed up kid. That's why I need God's help, because
No, you're a mixed up kid and you need God's help here in this world, in man's world, because you're a slave and you have to adhere to man's laws, or man here in this environment will punish you. Get it? That's a different kind of punishment. They'll call the police and then they'll throw you in a cage, and you don't want that.
am a mixed up kid.
So through that analogy, then,
Yeah.
is it safe to
It
say
ain't an analogy.
that you believe that
With something you're saying homosexuality is a choice. You're
not a choice,
comparing
but
it to someone's ability to forgive, which I think is a faulty.
no.
It is not a choice. I just told you what happened. You broke the laws of nature. See what I mean? That's what you did.
I think
have
he was
a right to
comparing
have
it.
sex with many different women. I don't have to. And the guy at the University of Arizona who said, I date.
Why don't you have to? Why?
And I said, really? Why do you date? And he said, because I have a very high testosterone level. Okay, I didn't say, yeah.
That's a crazy thing to say.
It is crazy.
Wild.
I didn't.
That was instinct. He said, I have a very high testosterone level. I don't know what he has. He has a very high sex drive to procreate. He has a very high drive to procreate. That's what he should have really said. Yeah, okay.
Say to him, no, you don't have a very high testosterone level. I don't know. I don't know the chemical makeup of his body. But what I do know is he still has a free will.
Why do you need to know? Why do you want to know? Of course he has free will, but not in man's world. You don't have free will. You can't just reign around here and do what you want. You understand me? They'll put you away.
He does not have to date.
Right.
I think it's a faulty analogy, Cliff.
Okay, how?
Because you're comparing that to like someone's intuition and who they're attracted to. You know,
Yeah, I'm
like,
attracted to many women.
Are you attracted to men?
No,
Why not?
because that's
Why not? Because he didn't get so toxified like other people. He mostly, most of his family, him probably, ate meat. They ate somewhat natural. They didn't eat too unnatural. But now they're eating very unnatural because they're ramping up the fruits and vegetables because you've been convinced that it's healthy and that meat is poison and fish and meat is poison. It's filled with metals and mercury. It's filled with cancers and diseases and everything else. Ah, ha 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 ha.
Well, I'm hardwired. That's
Okay. So what if someone is
See, he thinks that's because I was hardwired. That's nature. That's how you should be in nature. Yeah, normal.
hardwired the exact opposite way by their God, and then not accept?
No, they weren't hardwired by their God. They just simply they ate an unnatural diet, and that's what happened to them. They suffer from mental issues.
By their God because God's book says we don't accept you because you're this way.
First of all, God accepts.
The God's book, the God guy inside the book, yeah, he doesn't accept you. Yeah, whatever, for whatever reason, because they think it's unnatural. Get it? They don't understand that you're breaking the laws of nature. The real God.
Accepts all of us. He loves all of us. All right. So
He does in the book. He loves all of you. Get it? That fictitious character that lives inside a book.
everybody is loved. Everybody has equal value and dignity. The whole idea that
Sure.
I am more valuable because I'm a heterosexual is a joke.
I love that one. He got fucked up there.
It's false. I'm not valuable before God because I'm heterosexual. Right? God creates all human beings in his image, but we're all mixed up kids.
I love this.
We all
one.
have
I love when they keep saying this. This God character created us in his image. A character in a book called God created us in his image. Get it? Because he thinks that the creator of this place is some dude that floats around in the air as a dude. He's a guy, he's a man, a being. And all being, like a living being, like a living person, a man, is a God. That's why they say God came down to earth to talk to God. And then to die for God, and come to God, to die for God, to be God. Why would God want to come down and be born as a human? When God is everything, he doesn't need to be born as a human. He can experience things through you because he's everywhere. He is energy. Energy can't be created. It can't be destroyed. It can only be absorbed and then recycled.
equal value. I'm not more valuable. Well, I'll tell you, I used to go to a prison every Monday night.
Wow.
And I used to go into protective custody and talk with a guy who kidnapped little boys, raped them, murdered them, and buried them. I'd leave the cell and go and play basketball with
Yeah, think why was he doing that? You would say that is a natural thing of doing things. That's natural, but it's unnatural. It's abnormal. That's what we would call it. It would be abnormal in nature for you to do that, because why would you do that in nature? See what I mean? These are natural occurrences, but it's abnormal. He's acting abnormally. Well, because he broke the laws of nature, because he's eating toxic plants and they're making him mentally ill. That's why the mental illness is on the rise. Mental illness in North America is on the rise, bro. Because now they're eating seed oils, machine oils, whatever, and a bunch of weird shit, and it's getting worse by the day.
inmates, and they would say, "Hey, Cliffe, how do you even talk to such a piece of dirt?" And I would say, "I'm sorry, I disagree. He's not a piece of dirt. He's a human being created in the image of God. He has just..."
No, he's not. He's a human being created out of nature, you fool. That's who he is. He's not creating some book image or whatever, okay?
as much value as I do, as you do. But he's messed up. But guess what? So have I messed up. And who am I to sit back on my self-righteous, arrogant...
I mean...
Well, you're not messed up. If you didn't break the laws of nature, you know what I mean? You're not going to be messed up. But you think you're messed up. Well, if you are messed up like you say you are, it's because you're breaking the laws of nature. You're still eating some fake food. Probably a majority of it's real, but you still got some fake food and you got to get rid of it, Clitchy. Clitchy, you got to get rid of it, dude.
...and say, I can't talk to you.
But comparing yourself to him is like comparing apples to a murdering. Like that's you're not even... I get, based on your theology, that yes, you guys are equal value in the eyes of God, and
yes,
if he accepts Jesus, he's going to heaven. In my head,
if he accepts Jesus, he's going to heaven, everything. Yeah, if you accept these fictitious characters in the book that told you you're going to go to this fictitious place, yeah. If you accept them, yeah, you'll go there. In your fantasy mind, you'll go there. But in reality, you're not going there. You're going 6 feet under, and you're going to be renewed and reabsorbed the energy through the universe. Get it, you fool?
From a logical, practical perspective, you are not that guy. Not even a little bit.
How do you know? You heard what he said.
Okay,
and I am so far from that holiness that to say that I'm really very much superior to a murderer.
Whatever.
Welcome to Frank.
One sense. But I fall
Morally and ethically more superior than a prisoner. Morally, ethically more superior. No, you're not. He's lying. He's fabricating that as well. You aren't. You aren't any different than any of these other people.
so far short.
You're not superior. You don't know anything. You're just built with, like you said, acting on your natural instincts because that's what you're born with. And you were acting naturally with your senses because that's what you're born with. You're not born with knowledge because if you were born with knowledge, you would know everything. You wouldn't have to question or try to figure it out. He wouldn't have to ask you these questions. Another human being asking another human being, hey, man, do you know something that I don't know? And the guy turns to him and says, no, I don't know anything that you don't know. But I do know I go on my instincts and I was acting naturally. It was natural for me to do this. Oh, okay. Yeah, me too. I go on my instincts too. I do natural things. Oh, okay. So what makes me ethically superior and all that? Well, I made it up. I'm sorry. I'm a liar. I'm lying. Okay.
Of God's standard of moral perfection.
Now, I have a lot of respect for Cliffe Nettle.
God's standard of moral whatever perfection. Give me a fucking break. Look at this guy. He's gonna fucking talk now.
He goes up and down college campuses, in all these secular spaces, bringing the gospel to unbelievers. I love it. I'm here.
He's bringing the gospel. He's bringing the gospel with him. His idols. He's carrying the idol with him because his God can't carry it for him. See, my God's out in nature. I can show you where he is everywhere. I don't have to carry him. He's not an idol that I have to carry. I don't have to idolize him in a book and carry him around with me and open pages and tell people about him. Get it? He's just there out in nature. You can see him everywhere when you go out there. You can go there directly and experience him if you leave the man-made manipulated world.
Spirit. I've covered him a lot on the channel.
But what do you expect? These people that were slaves are still slaves to this day, and everybody else is a slave out there. So what do you want me to tell you?
Especially in shorts. But I wish that went so much better. That could have been so much easier if they just...
I'm sure you do because FaithTalks, right? That's what you're called, FaithTalks. Okay, whatever.
Said what the Bible says. You know, I think this issue of the LGBTQ agenda has the biggest potential to be a stumbling block to Christians.
Man, if you want to solve the problem, it's of everything that people are ailing from, their fucking teeth falling out, mental issues, physical, skin issues, problems, diseases, you name it, bro. Put him on a natural diet. Okay, dude? You understand me, man?
Even Bible-believing Christians. Why? Well, even if we don't go the way of affirming the ideology, sometimes people can just kind of keep the door open a little bit.
You could say that the sexuality stuff is a perversion of nature. It's not a perversion. It's you breaking the law.
For us to become really uncomfortable just standing on biblical truth, and that's when they come through.
Yeah.
That people are, in fact, that God has, in fact, made them that way. And Cliffe really helpfully highlighted...
No. God, nature didn't make them that way. Fucked up. God, nature made you perfect. Perfect. The problem was you can't stop eating a fake toxic diet as a carnivore. You can't stop eating these foods. Get it? What you're not meant to be eating. That's the problem.
No, not so fast. We are not the way that we should be because we're born in sin. So we do have a natural...
We're not the way we are because we're born in sin? You're not born in sin. What are you talking about? You're making that up. That doesn't exist in nature.
Inclination to disobeying God's law, to rejecting...
Disobeying man's laws in a book. Yeah, these are man's laws. God's laws, man's laws, whatever. These are all part of the same thing, man's laws. These are not the laws of nature, you fool.
God's ways in a variety of ways.
God, you and this God character, man. Could you really fuck off now with that shit, bro? Can't you fucking see for yourself nature is God? If that's what you want to call it, this God thing. Yeah, nature, dude, nature.
But then there was also the danger because he almost wasn't fully comfortable just saying outright that God actually does not make people gay because the Bible says that is not.
Of course, why would nature make people gay? It doesn't make you gay. You've made yourself gay by eating a fake diet, by breaking the laws of nature.
The case. Actually, before we even go to the Bible, we just know that kids are not sexual beings.
Kids are not sexual beings. They're sexual beings. They're sexual beings. I don't know what you're talking about. You mean they didn't reach puberty yet? Yeah, that's different, but they're sexual beings. You're born with the sexual characteristics. One is born as a boy, sir. Another one is born as a girl. Get it? Yeah.
Everyone knows this. Cliff said that he was born with a desire to sleep with many women. No, you weren't.
Yes, you were. You're born with a desire to procreate with as many women. That's nature. And then he goes, and he's trying to tell you, no, you're not. What do you mean, no, you're not?
No, you weren't. I don't know about you.
No, I wasn't. Why wasn't I? Please tell us.
When I was a baby, I had no desire for no woman at all. The only woman I...
As a baby, you had no desire for women? I found women attractive as a kid. As a baby, I felt attracted also to my mom. She's a woman. Because I was a male. Yeah. And little girls are attracted to their fathers. Because he's the opposite sex. Those are the first people you're going to encounter sexually. You understand me? Your mother and your father. What are you talking about?
wanted was my mom to feed me. That was it. There's nothing.
You wanted your mom to feed you? She fed you, whether you wanted it or not. What are you talking about?
Sexual about
Unless, of course, she starved you to death and then you wanted her to feed you.
it, because kids are not born sexual beings. We know this.
What are you talking about? You're born with sexual characteristics. You know the difference. You know that's a girl and I'm a boy. You know we're different. That's sex. That's based on sex. Male sex, female sex. Come on, dude.
And in fact, the idea that kids are sexual is a lie that has been propagated by the LGBT agenda, which you can see.
No, I'm talking about fake diets have screwed them up as they get older when they reach puberty, right? That's when they want to change their sexuality. Some of them are saying, well, I'm a girl or I'm a boy. They're trying to change it. I don't know. It's messed up because they're eating a fake diet, whatever. You get the point, dude, man.
More in this video. But we know that kids are not sexual beings. And actually, if we go down that line, then the question then becomes, what about people who say that they are born with...
They obviously are sexual beings if they're these boys telling you they want to be a girl now and the other boy wants to be a boy wants to be a girl wants to be a boy. They didn't say anything about having sex. They said I'm a girl, and the boy says I'm a boy. I know I'm a girl, I'm a boy, I'm a boy, I'm a girl. Get it, bro? Fuck. Transgenderism, the new shit, that new kid on the block.
Attraction to children. What do we do with that? If they were made that way, how can we possibly say it?
I was attracted to my teachers. I was a kid in like grade school. In grade 1, 2, 3, I was always attracted to my teachers. Were pretty good looking. I had this Egyptian teacher once in grade 3. Wow, she was amazing. She just reminded me of like Tutankhamun and all that kind of shit, like Egyptian. She was real Egyptian, like those kind of people where they paint the eyes. She would be like the most amazing Egyptian woman. You'd think she was like a pharaoh, man. Fuck. She put on that scarab thing on her head, whatever, and she painted the parts of her eyes a little bit. Wow, she would have been picturesque as like a Egyptian. She was amazing. Pure Egyptian, man. She looked amazing.
It's wrong because they have these attractions. Or what about people who say they were born with a proclivity to drunkenness? So now we can't hold them accountable.
I don't know. Did the mother drink alcohol and smoke drugs? What happens to the kids when they smoke drugs and alcohol? Oh, they become addicts too, right? See what happens? It's passed on. It's a mutation. You're the cause of it because you're breaking the laws of nature, drinking alcohol, crack babies, all these crack babies, alcohol babies, and then the sex problem because you ate a lot of chemical foods and a lot of these seed oils and everything else that are creating the transgender community and LGBTQ. Okay, dude?
And the reality is, even if...
That is the reality. What part don't you understand?
We were born with sexual desires for the same sex or the opposite sex. None of that means that...
But we're not. We're born to have desires for the opposite sex, not the same sex.
It's okay.
That's a perversion. You've perverted it because you can't stop breaking the laws of nature.
Because the Bible tells us that we need to be born again. Let's look.
I don't care what some guy scribbled in a piece of paper and stuck in a book. Who gives a shit what he says? Just listen to nature and your instincts will tell you what is natural.
what the Bible says, 1 Corinthians 6. Do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Don't be deceived. The sexually immoral,
What are you talking about, man? This is just bullshit. Garbage.
or idolaters, or adulterers, right? Or men who practice homosexuality. But look at what it said.
Oh, so then homosexuality's been around for quite a while because I don't know how long. I don't even know when they made this Bible 500 years ago because they're eating artificial diets like bread and grains and alcohol and beer and whatever. And that's what it, like I said, it affects some people more than others. It may not affect you or me, but it affected the other fetus that came out, and it made them into homosexuality. Okay, or whatever. You get it, dude?
Men who practice these things, because the focus is on the behavior, and the behavior comes from
Those are man's laws. Adultery, adulterators, sexually immoral. No, those are all man's laws. In nature, you would act naturally. See what I mean? You'd act naturally.
sinful heart. So here he says the unrighteous, and then highlights that.
Obviously are doing very unnatural things. Look what it says here in the Bible. It says drunkards. When did they invent fucking alcohol? When did they create alcohol out of nature? When did they manipulate and create this alcohol? I like this one. Nor thieves nor greedy. Were they greedy too? Nor revelers, nor swindlers. Well, they all exist in the man's world. There's a lot of swindling going on, and revelers and drunkards and greedy people and a bunch of shit. What are you talking about? All this even exists today in this natural environment that we live in, man's world.
The people that do these things, the people who are sexually immoral, whether same-sex or heterosexually immoral.
What about it?
These people, thieves, greedy, drunkards, these people will not inherit the kingdom of God. But then look at what it says in verse 11. Paul talking to the Corinthian church, he says,
You mean they won't inherit nature? They're not in nature. What did you expect?
and such were some of you. So that means there were people in the Corinthian church who were practicing homosexuality. And if they were born today, people would have said they'd been born that way. They were practicing these things. But look, they were washed clean. They no longer walk in these ways. So
they were washed clean, and they're no longer walking in these ways. How were they washed clean of these things? How? Man, I'd love to know. Would they put them on a stretch rack or something? Beat them?
what that means is what God is asking of us in monogamous heterosexual marriage and sex within that within that context. God's not asking us to do something that we have no hope of doing, or that is so contrary to nature that couldn't be. No, he's saying, first and foremost, we, not just gay people, everyone, we recognize our sin and we come to him to be washed clean. We come to him to be sanctified. And you might be thinking, oh, it's easy for you to say. You've not experienced same-sex attraction. And you're right, I haven't. But if you want to see someone who has and is now happily walking with Christ, then check out this video because I know it will bless you. I will see you there. Peace and blessings.
You want to do ministry full-time, but you don't have...
Wow, that was a lot of bullshit. You see that? That's what happens, friends. Anyways, tell me what you think about that video. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.